Hey guys, it's Danny, and this is my Trader Joe's grocery haul.
Let's go shop at Trader Joe's. You always gotta start the shopping trip off with a little splotch of coffee.
Now, I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I'm pretty systematic with my weekly grocery shopping. So I have my go-to weekly staples, and I buy most of them at Whole Foods. And that's where I'll get the bulk of my produce and my meats and my dairy. And then I'll go to stores like Trader Joe's or Costco once every 2 or 3 weeks to just kind of supplement the mainstay of my groceries. And when I go to Trader Joe's, I tend to buy more pantry staples, freezer staples, and then fun foods and snacks as well. So let me show you what I picked up on my last trip to Trader Joe's. So I'm going to start here with what I bought for the freezer. Now, when I go to Trader Joe's, I always stock up on frozen fruit because we use it in so many different ways. Smoothies, banana ice cream, snacks mixed into frozen yogurt, mixed into cottage cheese. So many ways to enjoy your frozen fruit. So I bought a couple bags of the frozen organic strawberries. I bought 2 bags of the organic wild blueberries. I also bought 2 bags of the organic raspberries, 1 bag of frozen mango chunks, which I don't bother getting organic, and 1 bag of the semi-dried apricots, which I've never had before, but I love apricots, so I can't wait to give those a try. Then I also picked up a bag of frozen peas because my kids love frozen peas. They just put them in little bowls and eat them as a snack. I also picked up some of the organic frozen brown rice. Now, if you guys like brown rice, I highly recommend this because fresh brown rice is amazing and delicious, but it takes like 45 minutes to cook. This, you just pop it right in the microwave, and 3 minutes later, you have some beautifully steamed brown rice. And when I'm looking to do a really fast meal for my kids, I will steam up that brown rice, mix in a can of black beans with some coconut oil, a little garlic powder, salt and pepper, stir, and dinner is served. If we're being really fancy, we might chop up an avocado on the side. Other than that, from the freezer, I picked up 2 bags of these frozen vegetable dumplings. Both of my kids love them. If you've never tried them, they're insanely delicious. They're not like the world's cleanest dumpling. The ingredient list is pretty long, but there are veggies in there, and they are delicious. And in a pinch, definitely better than takeout. And finally, for the freezer, I pick up these mushroom and black truffle flatbreads. OM to the G again. Is it super clean? No, but it's super delicious, so it's half of clean and delicious. And it's just a nice thing to have in the freezer when you're in a pinch or you really just want something fast and delicious. And what I'll try to do usually is I'll make 1 or 2 of these, heat them up for the family, cut them into small pieces, and then serve them with a bunch of raw veggies and hummus as well. So we're getting a little bit of balance with that delicious flatbread. As for fresh produce, I grabbed a few items as well. Today I picked up some of the organic romaine hearts. I love using those in salad, and those are definitely a weekly staple in our house because you could just give them a quick rinse and they make a really good crunchy salad. And if you have kids, I have found for my kids, the key to children eating salad is for it to be crunchy. So I got that. I bought these 3-pack of the organic bell peppers. Again, we'll just cut those up and eat them as snacks, or I might incorporate them into another dish like a chili or a soup or an egg dish, you name it. Avocados, we always keep those on hand. Persian cucumbers, this is another one that I love for lunch boxes. Super crunchy, cut them into slices, and my kids love them just the way they are, or even with a little bit of hummus for dipping. Then over here I've got my citrus. I almost always have a bowl of limes and a bowl of lemons in the house because we'll use it for salad dressings, marinades, water, tea. I just feel like they always go and they go really fast. So we usually keep big bowls of both. Now this week they had the Meyer lemons at Trader Joe's, which if you've never had them before, I highly recommend them. They so remind me of when I used to live in California because they always had the Meyer lemons at the farmers markets, and they're just super sweet and super juicy. They're not as tart as traditional lemons, and if you've never had them, I highly recommend giving them a try. Delish. I also bought a bag of Cara oranges, which are the ones that when you slice them, they're a little bit pink in the middle rather than orange. And again, they are so sweet and delicious. They used to always have those in Cali too, so I'm always excited when I see them here in the Jersey. And then I just picked up 2 grapefruits. And again, we'll just cut these up and eat them for breakfast or as a snack. And no matter what grocery store I am at or how many times in the week I have been at the grocery store, I will always pick up more bananas because I love having them in the house so we can eat them fresh, ready to go as a quick snack. But I also love having some browning on the counter because I like to bake with them. So I always like to have a couple brown bananas available. And I like to have tons of them in the freezer because we always use frozen bananas in our smoothies, and I also really love to use them to make the banana nice cream. So bananas are always on my list no matter what grocery store I am shopping in. Then as far as items that go in the refrigerator, I just picked up a few things here. I like this egg white salad that they sell. It's a pre-made egg white salad. It does have a pretty long ingredient list. There's nothing too crazy in there. It's probably not the cleanest food that you can buy, but it is convenient, and it's, you know, the whole container is 120 calories. It has 6 grams of fat, 4 carbs, and then 14 grams of protein. So not only do I like the way it tastes, but for a quick on-the-go item, I think it's got a pretty good, the macros look pretty good in my world. And then I picked up a little bit of dairy as well. I got 1 bag of organic string cheese. I like that one for lunch boxes or for a little snack on the go. I got a bag of organic shredded mozzarella cheese. Weeknight staple in my house, we make quesadillas on Ezekiel tortillas all of the time. We make broccoli quesadillas or chicken quesadillas. So I always like to have a bag of shredded cheese ready to go, or at least a block of cheese that I can shred myself. So I picked up a bag of that. And finally, I always, whenever I go to Trader Joe's, I pick up their Pastures of Eden feta cheese. This, my friends, is, in my opinion, the best feta cheese I have ever had. I've never found another feta cheese that I like as much as this one. It is tangy, it's salty, it's creamy. It is everything I dream of in a feta cheese. So if you guys haven't tried this one out yet, I highly recommend it. Plus it comes in the block form, so you can just break it up yourself. And I always think whenever you buy your feta cheese in the block, it always has more flavor. Moving right along to cans, jars, and bottles. I always buy my nut butters at Trader Joe's. They, to me, have the best deals that I find on organic nut butters. So whenever I go there, I stock up on almond butter, peanut butter, and the sunflower seed butter because my son cannot have nuts at his school. So if I make him a peanut butter and jelly, I will make it with the sunflower seed butter. And because I do a lot of baking with the almond butter and the peanut butter, I usually get a couple extra jars while I'm there. I also picked up a bottle of organic raspberry fruit spread, and really the only thing I'll be using that for is my son's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Then I picked up, I'm obsessed with this salsa. It's their hot chipotle flavored salsa. And they usually sell baked blue corn chips, like tortilla chips. And I always buy them when I'm there, but they didn't have them today. But I will use my salsa on other things like scrambled eggs and chicken and quesadillas and things like that. So I always like to have salsa on hand. I picked up some garlic powder because I was out. Then I picked up 2 cans of the pitted Kalamata olives. Now this is another one to me that is a Trader Joe's specialty because I think these are the best jarred Kalamata olives that I have found anywhere. This particular brand, it's the Trader Joe's pitted Kalamata olives. They're in extra virgin olive oil and they are delicious. And we use these mostly just to add to our salads, but they add a nice creamy, fatty, salty deliciousness to your salads, and a little goes a long way. Then I picked up a couple cans of beans. I did organic garbanzo beans and then some black beans. Now, like I mentioned before, the black beans I will just mix with the frozen brown rice. some coconut oil, salt and pepper, and we have ourselves literally a 2-minute meal. And the garbanzo beans I'll usually either toss into some kind of salad, or that's another one that I do in lunch boxes. My kids love to eat them like finger food. They have a little bite to them. And then finally, the coconut oil spray. This is great when you just want to do a little mist on your cooking pan. If you're making something, you just want to grab, quick go. So I always like to keep a bottle of this on hand as well. A few other pantry staples. I bought some cinnamon raisin Ezekiel bread. I almost always keep the sesame. That's the one we use on a regular basis. That's my favorite one. But the cinnamon raisin is absolutely delicious. A little bit of coconut oil on top, or one of my favorite things to make with it is a turkey, avocado, and cinnamon raisin Ezekiel bread sandwich. Just those three ingredients. It might sound strange, but I promise you if you try it, it will blow your mind. Insanely delicious. And then I picked up some different pastas. Now, we don't do a ton of pasta in the house. Honestly, for me, I don't know if it's because I grew up eating it all of the time and it's an emotional thing, or because it's just so chewy and delicious in my mouth, or if it's a blood sugar thing. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that when I eat pasta, I want to eat like 4 bowls of pasta. So I usually don't make pasta a staple in my home. Now remember, in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with pasta. It's just that a little bit goes a long way. And I know that for myself, I'm not good at doing the little bit part. But I do like to keep some in the house because it's good. It's a good quickie for the kids, especially when they have friends over. Do you ever have, if any of you guys have kids and then they have play dates and then they have picky eaters in the group, it's just easy to have something that everybody will eat and enjoy. So these are the ones I like to buy. I usually go with the brown rice pasta for my kids because they really like that one, and I like that one too. It is the brown rice spaghetti. It's so delicious, and it has a little bit more bite to it than traditional pasta. So it almost is like it's like a great al dente pasta. That's how I would describe the texture. And I also bought the brown rice fusilli. Right? Those are the little curly ones. And then I did have a first time buy discovery, and that is this guy. This is a black bean rotini, and the only ingredient is organic black bean flour. Now, the thing about that is that the black bean flour is very different than traditional semolina flour that they use for pasta because it has so much more protein. So a serving of this has 14 grams of protein and 15 grams of fiber. So I'm curious to try it and see if that affects my desire to eat 4 bowls of it. We're going to see. If not, we'll see if the kids will eat it. Oh, and I forgot to mention that all of those pasta options are also gluten-free. Next up, I've got nuts, dried fruit, snacks, and chocolate. So I love to stock up on my nuts at Trader Joe's. They have a huge selection. I'm already pretty stocked, so I didn't get that much today, but I did get a bag of Brazil nuts, which if you've never tried, so delicious and very good for you. Some raw almonds, and then one of my favorites, these roasted and salted Marcona almonds with rosemary. Guys, these are amazing. Super crunchy, salty, and then it has that little hint of rosemary. So these are great to chop up and add on top of a salad. An easy way to add a lot of flavor and a lot of texture. And again, a little bit goes a long way. Then I've got dried fruits. Today I bought these organic Turkish apricots. These are really soft and they're really sweet. My kids love these in their lunch boxes, and my husband and I always grab them as just like a quick snack on the go. I'll take a few pieces of the dried apricots with a couple of the nuts, and it's a great like rib sticking on the go type of snack. Another thing you can do is make little baggies for the car, which I'll often do. Kind of make your own trail mix. Take some dried fruit, take some of your favorite nuts, and then just put them in a baggie, and you can leave them in the car. A lot of people like to add like chocolate chips or something to their trail mix, which I think is a wonderful idea. But if it's in the warmer weather, you don't want to do that because then it melts and turns into a big mess in your car. So keep it simple. Then I picked up a container of dates. Again, super sweet. Amazing to me how dates can really help to curb a sweet tooth. I remember when I was first really transitioning to real whole foods and I was trying to get off of candy. I was like a big jelly bean eater. I would use these. Like if I had a candy craving, I would have a couple of dates, and it really is amazing once you open up your mind and make the decision that you're going to make the effort to stick to the real whole foods. It really does an amazing job at satisfying that same type of sweet tooth. Then of course we have dark chocolate covered almonds. I mean, come on. It's an almond and it's dark chocolate. It's health food at its best, my friends. And again, this is the kind of like sweet that I find just a couple pieces hits the spot. 2 or 3 dark chocolate almonds, maybe a little cup of coffee, you're good to go. Then in the back here, I have some more chocolate, which I love these 2 chocolates from Trader Joe's. I always get their semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then we'll just add those if I'm baking something. My kids love adding them to oatmeal and pancakes. I mean, they're chocolate chips, anything you would do with chocolate chips, but I really do like the Trader Joe's brand. And their big old red dark chocolate bar. It's a 72% dark chocolate bar, and this is always in my pantry. I do like to bake with it. A lot of times you'll see in a lot of my recipes, instead of using chocolate chips, I'll take this bar and cut it into chunks. It's just gets more melty and gooey and you get those big chunks. Or it's just perfect when you just want a little snack. A square or 2 of dark chocolate really, really does the job. I know you probably hear people saying that all the time. It's because it's true. Okay, then over here I bought a couple of bars. Now, I'm not a huge bar person. I mean, there's definitely a lot of ingredients in here that are not clean, you know, but sometimes in the pinch and on the go, I just like to have a couple on hand. So I bought the Think Thin bars and the Quest bars. Would I tell you guys that this is health food? Absolutely not. Would I tell you that this is food you need to have in your diet as part of a clean and delicious diet? No, but it is better than whatever the alternative might be. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll keep a couple of these in the car, and it's just good when you are stuck and you want something or you need something and you really don't have any options. It is absolutely better than what you might find yourself doing anyway. It's better than vending machine food. So I like to keep a couple of bars, and those are the 2 I like. And finally, the roasted seaweed snacks. I don't know if you tried these before, but again, very crispy, very salty. It gives you that whole potato chip experience, except it's seaweed, and it's very few ingredients. It's the seaweed, the oil, and the salt. And my kids will devour one of these packages like ain't nobody's business. But they're really, really delicious. If you haven't tried them, I highly recommend them. It's a good little snack, crunchy, salty to have on hand. So that is, oh, wait a second. And I never, ever leave Trader Joe's without buying myself some fresh flowers. And tulips happen to be my personal favorite. So I went with this tulips. And if you never buy flowers for yourself, I would like to encourage you to do that. It's amazing to me how just one little vase of fresh flowers in the kitchen or in your bedroom or wherever it is you might be able to see them, how it can really just brighten up your day and just bring such a positive vibe and good energy. Just little things make a big difference like that. So fresh flowers, put it on the list. So that is a general grocery haul from Trader Joe's. Overall, I spent about $220, but 2 things I want you to remember is 1, this is something I do every 3 weeks or so this was like a stock up trip for me. And 2, this is what I do for my living. So I have a ton of food in my house at all times, right? So just keep that in mind, and you want to kind of take these ideas and of course make them work for you. So now I want to know, did you see anything here that you haven't tried yet? And or do you have a Trader Joe's favorite item that I did not pick up but I absolutely need to know about? Please come down into the comments below and share it. And if you guys are looking for more inspiration throughout your week when I am not here on the YouTube, be sure that you follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, because I am usually there every day sharing little bits of clean and deliciousness. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Danny Spees, and I'll see you back here soon with some more, I must say it again, clean and deliciousness.